I was born in North Wales and I moved to Hastings when I was 9. After that I moved to London and went to Imperial College to do an M.Eng in mechanical engineering. That's probably the hardest thing I've ever done, and I realised after about first year that I really didn't want to do full-on engineering when I finished. In the second year I found that you could sort of move over into a design field from that. I moved sort of all the way away from the kind of hardcore product design into a lot of more sociological research. I'm really interested in people and sort of why we need things in the first place. I'm looking at the moment at converting genetic information and psychological data into objects that represent people. So looking back at just like cultures and sort of ancient rituals where inheritance was quite a big deal, to now where there aren't that many customs and traditions in our society, looking at like future rituals where these things, these sort of representations of ourselves can be passed on to our family. I'd like to sort of continue on more the same sort of sociological research. I've become aware of lots of cultures like dying out, sort of indigenous populations, going to areas which are really remote and finding ways which they're sort of sustainably using things in their way of life, which rather than letting it die out, actually bring it back and try and adapt it to help us sort of live a bit better. My mum is from Malaysia, she's Chinese, my dad's Welsh. And I think that might have stemmed quite a lot of interest in other cultures because all my life I'd heard about these two very different ways of living. And I think the understanding that it's possible for sort of people to come from such different places and such different ways of life and sort of create a new life, which is a bit of a hybrid, sort of shows that really everyone could sort of learn a bit from each other and sort of live in a sort of more balanced way. My mum was a nurse and my dad was a lawyer. My family were really proud of me sort of art-wise and encouraged me to work on stuff, like creative stuff, and I would go to sort of like art workshops and stuff, but it was always, I think, seen as something which was a little riskier to get into, basically. So as a kid, they probably weren't as secure with me going fully into trying to make a whole living out of art.